17 alien children vanished from a space station without a trace. No alarms. No force. No clues. When security found them, they were all sleeping in a human's arms. Commander Irex Tal's 4 eyes blinked rapidly as the emergency alert burned across her neural interface. All cubs missing from nursery wing. The words glowed crimson against the sterile white walls of Station Kepler 9's security office. In her 20 cycles of service, she had never seen a breach like this. The cubs, offspring of 7 different species aboard the station, were the future of the Galactic Coalition. Their safety was paramount. Their disappearance was unthinkable. She bolted from her console, chitinous legs clicking sharply against the metal floor. 3 junior officers struggled to keep pace behind her. The nursery wing was chaos. Caretakers from a dozen worlds shrieked, chittered, and bellowed in their native tongues, frantically searching every enclosure. Silence! Irex commanded. Her translator amplified the word across all frequencies. The noise collapsed into fearful whispers. An Ache Quellin attendant approached, its tentacles twisting with panic. Commander, we completed the routine evening check. Every cub is gone. 17 in total. No forced entry. No environmental breach. No security footage. I've already reviewed it, Irex said coldly. They walked out. One by one. As if summoned. Her mandibles clicked slowly. Mind control? Pheromonal influence? She accessed the station's bioscanner network, tracking the unique biological signatures of each cub. The result made her secondary heart stutter. All signatures converged in the human quarters. Residence of Eli Grant. Maintenance technician. Alone. Tactical team, she ordered. With me. Non-lethal protocols only. Humans were unsettling. Their homeworld was classified as a death world. Yet they claimed to be diplomats. Simultaneously the Coalition's fiercest warriors and most devoted pacifists. The contradiction never sat well with her. The corridor stretched endlessly as she calculated outcomes. Hostage scenario, unlikely. Human trafficking, possible, but Grant's record was flawless. Some obscure human ritual? She pressed the door chime. No response. Override authorization. Tal 7 crimson. The door hissed open. Nothing she had prepared for matched what she saw. Eli Grant sat cross-legged on the floor, surrounded by a fortress of pillows and blankets. Nestled within that soft chaos were all 17 missing cubs, sleeping peacefully. A Velian cub with crystalline fur lay across his lap. 2 Quellin offspring wrapped their tiny tentacles around his arms. A Thaxian kit slept in the crook of his neck. Others were piled around him in complete comfort. Grant himself was dozing, head resting against the couch, breathing slow and deep. A device nearby emitted soft human white noise, rainfall and distant thunder. Irex froze. Her weapon hand dropped. One officer began to speak. She silenced them instantly. A soft chirp broke the stillness. The Velian cub stirred, blinked sleepily at the armed figures, then yawned, burrowed deeper into Grant's leg, and fell back asleep. Grant's eyes opened slowly. Seeing armed security, he didn't flinch. He simply raised one finger to his lips. Quiet. With impossible patience, he began freeing himself, supporting each cub with pillows and blankets, ensuring none awakened. Minutes passed. Finally, he stepped into the corridor and closed the door behind him. "Commander," he said calmly, rubbing his messy hair, "I'm guessing you got an alert." "Explain. Now." "They came to me," he said softly. "Started 2 hours ago. One by one. Exhausted. Fussy." "Fussy," she repeated. "Crying. Restless. Whatever that looks like for each species." "The nursery is safe," he continued. "But it's sterile. Bright. Quiet. Built for protection, not comfort. They needed something machines can't give." "And that is?" she asked. "Someone who wasn't doing it because it was their job," Grant said. "Someone who would just stay. Hold them. Make them feel safe. On Earth, we call it holding space. Irex processed this slowly. Her species laid eggs and left them in monitored chambers. Prolonged physical contact during rest was inefficient. Yet another human phrase surfaced. It takes a village to raise a child. You held 17 cubs from 7 species, she said, for no payment, no recognition, simply because they needed comfort. Grant shrugged. They're kids. Far from home. What else was I supposed to do? In that moment, Irex understood. Not why humans were feared, but why they were needed. I must file a report, she said. I understand, Grant replied. I should have called someone. But once they settled, I didn't want to wake them. Your quarters will be upgraded, Irex said. Larger space. Environmental controls. Official auxiliary nursery designation. She paused. Night cycle staffing. Volunteer basis. Grant blinked. You're volunteering. As she turned to leave, soft sounds drifted through the door, tiny chirps, gentle trills, and Grant's low voice singing about stars and dreams. 17 species slept safely. Because one human chose compassion over protocol. Perhaps, she thought, humanity's greatest weapon was not violence. It was their refusal to let the vulnerable suffer alone. Even in the cold vacuum of space, humans brought warmth.